What up, it's your boy Dvrth back at it again with another video, and today we're here with To Your Eternity Season 2 Episode 10. Last episode was a really interesting one that spawned a very interesting discussion on what I think the entire, what the whole plan for Fushi is. There's always been speculation throughout these two seasons what the Black One wants for Fushi. However, it hasn't been super clear. As far as we know, the only thing that the creator has said is that he wants Fushi to preserve life on, well, he just wants Fushi to preserve life. And what we have gathered from that is that it's not just human life, it's everything. And I went so far as to say that maybe I wasn't supposed to watch the end credit scene, because it seems to actually show you that that's exactly what the creator wants for Fushi. But last we left off, Fushi's doing his homework with everybody else, kind of learning about the world and different things that he can become, control, and provide, so he can become more aware of the world that he is probably thought to recreate at some point. So if he can become more aware of the world, not only will he fulfill his mission of sustaining life or preserving life, but he will also be able to be strong enough to fight the knockers, be aware enough to sense them, and actually be able to defeat them, thus saving friends and other people. A lot of people are going to die because Fushi is away at the moment, but that is a drop in the ocean of the amount of lives that Fushi could save and create by simply learning more about the world around him. So we're gonna hop straight into it. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. If you're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more To Your Eternity or something totally different, the best place to send that in is always my social media. Link's gonna be in the description below. And if you want these episodes early, subscribe to my Patreon. Link's gonna be in the description for that as well. So, oh, we also have a Discord. So with all that being said, let's get our headphones, make sure they're on, them bitches is on, and let's just get into it. Yeah, I Crunchyroll fucked me. Luckily I didn't get that fucking far in the episode, but Crunchyroll absolutely almost fucked me. Luckily I only got like a little bit past the this intro, but oh bitch, I fucking hate Crunchyroll for this. I hate Crunchyroll so much. It always does this dumb shit where it, like, I'll sign in and then it'll, like, midway through the episode it'll ask me to sign in again. And I swear to fucking God, Crunchyroll, and I'm so fucking serious, I don't care. I'll send the lawyers, send whoever you want. I will pirate every one of your fucking shows. I will pirate every fucking show on your damn catalog, even the ones I don't want to watch. Fuck you, fuck your site, fuck the people that run it, fuck the people that make it. I fucking hate it. It sucks. The interface is horrible. Fuck you. The fucking OP rant is usually saved for like positive stuff to say about the show and stuff like this, but fuck you. This rant is going to be about you and how fucking shitty of a fucking site you are. Fuck you. Okay. This is around where Crunchyroll fucked me, by the way. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Ooh, this is bright as fuck. What's going on here? Oh, this is pretty as fuck. What is this? Where is this? Oh, the city of Rinru. Oh. Yeah, he perked up today. He said, what? No, because they're dickheads. Not a map? Oh wait, that I kind of. Oh, I should be reading this. I'm sorry, but like, we haven't got like anything close to a map in ever. I don't think. Ain't nobody say that. Ain't nobody say that. Calm down. Chill out. Ain't nobody say that. Oh yeah, you eat, my nigga. Yeah. Oh, Pyordon, still a grandmother to the very end, and even after that. Oh, a little dog dance. That's gross. That's so fucking cute. And he can just make money. That's really cool. But that man Fushi is going to ruin the financial ecosystem of this world in a bit. Oh. Impoverished. Jesus Christ. Fuck. Okay. Oh, dude. That sucks. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Also, I know that the indication of what was going on is kind of fucked, but that woman was. Never mind. Never mind. The fuck is that? Why do they just go? Well, shut the fuck up for a second. Fuck nigga. Product? Who do you think you are? Oh my god. Hold on, nigga, cause you think I won't set it off. She's got some sort of a point. I can see her logic there. Yeah. Oh man, the little boy doesn't look good at all. Oh dude. Oh yeah, he's gone. Fuck. Oh dude. Is that like a cultural thing where they keep like a vase or something with them? Or? Oh, okay, sure. All right. Yeah, that shit busting, ain't it? Yeah, feel that in your soul. What is it with this pot or? Huh? Oh. Oh. Oh, Fushi. Oh, proud father Fushi. Oh, that's so cool. Fushi's teaching somebody else. He's usurped the role of. He's usurped the role of March. Echo. Oh shit! Yeah, yeah. This is exactly what you need. A fucking bath, dog. I couldn't figure out if she was black or dirty. Parental Fushi. That's something I didn't expect to see. Oh, parental Fushi. What is with that vase or pot, whatever that is? What is? Bullshit. Oh, wow. I mean, well, let's think about it this way. It's like Perona said. Whoa, what's going on? Not Perona, Piotr. Oh shit. Whoa. Whoa. What the fuck? And could the pot here's a thought, but could the pot be made of the same membrane as what Fushi is held together with? Wow. Eek. So it's not just this music is going insane right now. So it's not just understanding what the thing is made of, but understanding what the thing is going through, what the thing is feeling, and that, because all that encompasses what the thing is. Whoa. Holy shit, he's getting good. He's getting really good. Jesus Christ. Y'all really about to go out there and check on him after 2 weeks? No, he's just made this. Oh my god, Fushi. You have transcended your last level of understanding. Oh my god, Fushi, you have transcended your last level of understanding. My god. Oh, this is just a prelude. This is just a prelude to what he's going to be able to do. Yeah. What? Whoa. Teleportation. Oh my god. Oh my god. Fushi. You are different. Oh, it's hot. Oh my god. Oh my. Fushi. And sips the tea? Nigga. I mean, he never was. I'm still really interested in this Echo girl. That is so fucking insane, Fushi. I am impressed. Clay pot people? Yeah, let's say. That is so fucking... Makes sense. Had to flee. Yeah. Believe that that's the difference between whether you're controlling somebody or not as well. Whether you care if they're useful or not. This nigga really made... Oh shit. Live long lives. That is insane. Fushi, dear God, man. Dear fucking God. Right. Right. The strange girl does put into question whether Fushi's the only one. Interesting. So you're gonna go look for more immortals? Yeah, look at it. Look at Echo. It's confused. New immortal friends. What the fuck? Yeah, pretty ass city. Looks good. Looks good. And here's something interesting. Echo's the first person that we see in this. And it might just be like a like, you know, oh yeah, you know, that's just who we added first, you know. It might just be a thing, but like, it's interesting that Echo is the first person that we see in this. I'm starting to believe that this ED tells you a lot more than you maybe need to know. But the interesting and fun thing about it is that it doesn't just straight up give you the answers. There's probably a lot in this ED that you can infer if you actually, you know, sit there and think about it. But since this is probably either the afterlife or a new world that is being created, and these people are like spirits, yeah, it's you know, you could just say like, oh, these people are dead, but obviously in a show like this, everybody's going to die. It's just a thing of what does this all mean that they are here. Okay, interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Here's what I'll say, right? Here's what I'll say. The cool thing about this episode is that we now have the roles reversed, right? Fushi now has somebody that he is going to have to teach and watch mature, same way that that March did, right? As I was saying in the episode, it's like Fushi has usurped the role of March in the way of having this unknown entity of a person. Now, you know, I say person because they are very, like, Echo is very special, obviously, but having this unknown entity that is damn near mute, can't communicate, and having to teach this thing, this person, this entity, whatever they are, whether it's just a regular person or just Fushi is going to have to teach this being how to be throughout, you know, just throughout the world, right? It's interesting because of two things, right? One, because it's a direct mirror of Fushi. It shows you not only how far Fushi has come, but how much Fushi understands, right? And to teach somebody, you have to understand, right? So the fact that Fushi can teach Echo, this is a cat, this is a dog, this is a you know, this is a horse, blah blah blah. You know, the fact that he can teach Echo these things, it shows you just how much he understands now compared to how he was before in season 1. It's a really good, really smart way of showing you progress within Fushi. But two, what this does is that it shows you the theme of a ever growing family. It's something that we talked about back in season 1 when we met Gugu, where March was basically Fushi's mother, and then you had Gugu, March, who's Fushi's mother, the nameless boy who I kind of saw as Fushi's father. You had Gugu, who ended up being Fushi's brother. You had Boozman, who seemed to be the crazy old grandpa, and you even had Prona, who was Boozman's lover, who ended up being Fushi's surrogate grandmother. So we see this theme of an ever-growing family for Fushi, even with like them dying and stuff like that. Fushi is still growing this is my family, right? So when you get to this point in the show where Fushi is now grown up to a point that he's almost a father figure to somebody else, it like kind of doubles down on that idea of the ever-growing family. It's a, like I say, it's a really smart way to show you the amount of progress that Fushi has made throughout these episodes, or last season and this season as well. Now these people, this family, of course, that Fushi has created through the people that he loves, and has also lost, is interesting to look at, because we've talked before about what it means, what it means to want to be with someone, right? And all the kind things that Fushi has done for people throughout his time has always been looked at as charity. Really great things that he's done, giving people money, giving people new legs and stuff like that, healing people, bringing people back to life, giving people food when they needed, all this other stuff. All these acts of charity that Fushi has done for even people that are outside of his family has always been very nice to see, right? But a different perspective was given to us in this episode with the lady and her son, who obviously has been through some shit. The perspective is that not every charitable action can be seen as good. Now, of course, we know that Fushi simply wants to do it because he's like, oh, you need it, so here you go, right? But to her, from her perspective, who I'm going to assume has been like, here's the thing, and I don't want to be too insensitive, but the show is pointing at, obviously we got to talk about it. They made that lady well endowed. That lady was very well endowed, but she was in a very bad situation. Obviously, even with everything that was going on, she had a sunken face. She seemed like, dirty and kind of muddied and stuff like that. Sun didn't look too well, too worse, or not too great. And we can only assume that she just had to do what she had to do in order for her son and her to live decent lives, right? Now, whether that means like doing what you gotta do, or that means like finding, as she said, like finding a rich man and having a moment, or having this moment of relinquishing her freedom so her son could live a lavish life, and that just falling through because that man didn't actually care for her, just wanted her body, you know what I'm saying? So while it's very glaringly obvious that like the show gave her fucking triple G titties like for a reason, You know, it's to show like charity isn't always seen from a perspective of goodwill. When you're in a situation like this, it could very well seem like you're simply trying to control a person, the same way that these rich men have probably controlled this lady. So it brings up a very interesting perspective that if if this charity that Fushi was trying to extend to the lady was seen as control, then in what situations in Fushi's life, or yeah, in what situations in Fushi's life has he been controlled, or has he controlled somebody? Now, here's what I think, at least. I will not say this is gospel, but here's what I think, right? There is no such thing as a completely good deed. There's almost no such thing as a completely good deed, right? You always do something with the idea of some sort of gratification. Now, because there's no such thing as a completely I should not good, but there's no such thing as a completely selfless good deed, I should probably say. That does not mean that every good deed is inherently evil or like a negative, right? The difference between controlling somebody through charity and simply wanting to give onto people through charity is it kind of reminds me of what Pioran was saying, and what the creator was saying alongside Pioran, when Pioran was saying like, yo, I just want to help. Like that's all that matters to me. I just want to help, and in any way that I can be of help is how I want, is what I want to do. I want to be by your side to help in any way possible. And that's the difference to me, right? As I was saying in the episode, the difference between control through charity and kindness through charity is your intent. If the intent is to better somebody and simply see somebody like be better and have a more have a better life, then it's charity through it's kindness through charity. However, if your intent is to gain something from that person, it's control through charity, right? Why I believe that every other time that Fushi had a hand extended to him, or Fushi extended a hand to somebody, was not control, was because in a situation like March, did March gain something from her charity? Yes. March gained a son. March always wanted a child. March wanted to be a mom. So through March's charity of fostering Fushi, loving Fushi, teaching Fushi, she did gain something. She did gain a son. But March's intentions of having a son was not to control that son. It was to better that son. It was to better that child. So when March finds Fushi and teaches him and loves him and all this other stuff, yes, she gains something from it, but her main objective is not to gain something. Her main objective is to love something, is to make a better life for something or someone. So, and we can go through that all through the season, and even to here, even with Fushi, when he's helping the impoverished people, that are in that corner, it's it wasn't because he felt like he was going to gain something from those people. Does he feel better because he knows that he helped those people? Yes. So he did gain something there, but his main objective was not to feel better by helping these people. His main objective was simply, these people are hungry. Let me better their lives by giving them food. Let me better this lady's life by giving her money. It was never a, of course, like I said, there's no good deed that is selfless, but every good deed has intention, and that's what matters. So it's good that the idea was brought up for that perspective of control through charity, because Fushi needs to understand those types of things, as we will kind of talk about in a bit. But the control, the intention of control was not there. The intention of bettering a life was there. So it's very interesting that they brought that lady up. I'm glad they did, because it's a very real topic that probably needs to be brought up in all the good that Fushi was doing, even though we know that Fushi wasn't trying to do any evil, or at least he wasn't trying to do anything bad intentionally. But it's something that we do need to bring up, so that he understands a little bit better. Now, on the topic of understanding, Fushi has gotten very, very, very good at what he does. Now, here's how he got this good, or at least, once again, this is just how I believe he got this good, which is through understanding. Before he was creating things out of understanding. No, not understanding. He was creating things out of the knowledge of their existence. However, now he's switched gears. He's creating things out of, he's starting the creation of something out of the knowledge of existing. He's making the decision to create something out of the knowledge of it existing. However, he's creating it out of the understanding of what it is and what it encompasses, like, right? So with the ship, with the different amenities in the ship and stuff like that, he wasn't just understanding, oh, this is a ship, you know what I'm saying? Before, he was just making parts, so he just understood like what the sail was, and like the anchor and the fucking all this other shit, like the lifeboats, the rafts and stuff like that. He was just making parts because he knew that those parts existed. But now that he shift gears, he's starting to understand that it's not just a boat. It's a boat with holes, leaks, all the amenities of it, the people that are in it, the stress that the boat is under, the environment that's affecting the boat, the wind and all this other stuff. And you can see how Fushi is now using that understanding to make it his own. And that's exactly what the creator wants him to do, is make it his own, understand it to be his own. So in the scene where he's like closing up holes and patching up leaks, and creating new amenities for Echo to enjoy in the boat, and simply becoming one with the environment around him, simply from understanding it, I believe that is a microcosm, and I mean an absolute microcosm of what Fushi is truly able to do. So when Kahaku and Bone come around, and they're like, oh shit, yo, this is crazy, how can you do all this? It's not actually so crazy. And I think even Fushi is kind of understanding this, because he's like, oh yeah, there's a knocker around here somewhere. And they're like, yo, where is it at? Yo, oh shit, the knocker, where did, we gotta go kill it. And he's like, nah, I already killed it, you know. And it's just that easy for him. Why? Because Fushi kind of sees now just how vast his abilities can be. And you know, he hasn't gotten there yet, but he's kind of starting to understand that. And that's simply through understanding. As we said in the, I believe we talked about this in the last discussion at some point, but the difference between the difference between a god and a creator, as we know the black thing to be, is that a true god understands. Understanding is the difference between a god and just a higher being. So in this episode, it's kind of like this episode basically just confirms everything that we were talking about in the last discussion, which is Fushi can create whole ecosystems if he wants. And it doesn't stop there. Fushi could probably recreate a whole universe if he wanted to, if he gets to that point, when he gets to that point. But not only that, to create that universe, and the fact that he can feel the pain of other people and understand the struggles of other people and things like that, is simply so he can gain understanding of the life and amenities of the life, or the amenities of that universe for the life that he's creating and sustaining. It's all about understanding. And I'm really glad that the whole thing of Fushi making friends with people, understanding people, and feeling the pain of other people, as well as like their other feelings that they may be going through, is not because Fushi is recreating human life. It's because Fushi needs to be understanding of what life is, the very small details of it. It's really good. It's a really good idea, a really good way to build up Fushi's power, and also just like tease just how crazy his power could be, because yeah, Fushi could be a fucking, I mean, not even could. Fushi is eventually going to be a god amongst like everything else. And in the last discussion, I talked about how like, well, he's eventually going to have to get to like, you know, modern day, and then he's really going to understand people like that, you know, and all this other stuff. But at the moment, Fushi is like, I know I said that what he's doing is a microcosm, but if 2 weeks made him like that, made him transcend like that, I still believe that the show could definitely go to modern day. But the kind of person that, or the kind of being that Fushi is, or that Fushi is going to be way more sophisticated and advanced than what I thought he would be. Even Bone is like, yo, you are like way less of a human. And the funny thing is that he never was, but at some point his ignorance did make him very human. Now that he's starting to transcend that ignorance, he's becoming way less of that from the perspective of other humans, as he should, because he's not meant to be one. He's meant to be something far, far, far greater than whatever people thought he was. than just an immortal being. On the topic of immortal beings, let's go back to Echo for a little bit. Echo is very weird, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm very confused on Echo. Reason being is that Echo is about is the strangest thing that we've got in this show, next to Fushi. Now, this could just simply be a thing of like showing, oh yeah, this is just how their tradition is, like they speak through the pots or whatever, and that's just their tradition, blah blah blah. That's just how they do things. There's nothing more to it. But it's very interesting that we bring in these people that are like told through the annals of history like this, like to the point that Kahaku's like, oh my god, they're in the history books of like forever ago that they did blah blah blah. And that makes me think, right? Makes me think a couple things. Because first thing I was thinking was like, is the pot made of the same thing that Fushi's like membrane is made of, right? Kind of like the horse, right? Where the pot or not, kind of like the horse, like where the horse Pyoron is made out of like Fushi's skin, or like a piece of Fushi at least, right? And these people seem to have a very interesting almost supernatural way of communicating that that reminds me a lot of how Fushi can interpret the feelings of others, whether they're in pain, dying, happy, or whatever, right? And why I bring that up is that there's, in a show like To Your Eternity, we always talk about how the future is vast and will be ever changing and could mean a whole sort of things, right? We have no idea what the future holds in a show like this. But on the opposite side of that coin, we have no idea what the past holds as well. Because this story started off with the nameless boy. This story did not start off like at the beginning of time. Civilization had already taken place when this story was told. Now, here's the question. Why would Fushi be created at that time and at that place? The answer is probably pretty simple, which is there is no reason. Fushi probably was simply made because his kind is needed. Now, I say kind because we don't know if there are other immortals, and this is an idea that we flirted with very, very, very early in this show, where like we thought, are there other immortals, right? And for a while it seemed like Fushi would be the only one. However, now that we've gotten Echo and we know that there's some weird shit that even looks like some shit that Fushi could do, in the way of Echo's ability to talk to communicate through the pot or whatever, that, you know, their emotions and stuff. it's safe to say that Fushi may not be the only one. Not just that Fushi may not be the only one. Fushi may not be the only creation. And what I mean by that is that the Pyoron horse is not an immortal. The Pyoron horse was created from Fushi, but the Pyoron horse, like Pyoron's horse form, is not like Fushi. It's a new creation, or probably not even a new creation. It's a different creation. So who's to say that there aren't other creators that have also dabbled with creating different types of people, different kinds of beings? This pot thing that these pot people that carry these vases around or whatever seem to be like another way that, or like a rudimentary way that Fushi works. Fushi might just be a finished product, or at least a more refined product than what came before him. Yes, there could be other immortals, and we even talked about in the last discussion with like the ending having multiple like orbs and stuff outside of this one orb that's probably Fushi. But bringing this up now with the whole idea of like the whole spatial awareness thing, and having Echo almost have the same ability, and not only that, Echo not even almost, pretty much taking up the role of like a daughter figure to Fushi. There's something there. There's something there. It's a very interesting concept that's brewing here. It's very, I don't even know if I can say that it's, I don't know. It's really interesting though. It's really interesting that we brought this Echo girl up when there's like, you know, Fushi learning about spatial awareness and stuff like that, right? Not only that, but if I'm correct on this, before Fushi saved Echo, the guy that, let me see what this guy was saying actually. He was saying, hang on. Is it a new species or is it a human? I've captured one of the fabled clay pot people from a faraway forest. Okay, so here's the thing. Even this guy, now I will say this guy's a dickhead, so he probably is just, there's a good chance that he's just saying a new species because he's a dickhead, and since these people are different and honestly very different, he's just saying a new species because he's a dickhead, right? But there's also the thing of that the clay pot people, while there is history of them, and I'm sure that these people have read it or heard the stories and stuff like that, the fact that he refers to them as a new species is very weird, because you wouldn't, like, if we found an indigenous tribe of people that spoke through like binoculars or something like that, we wouldn't be like, oh shit, is that a new species of human? We wouldn't say that, right? Like, we would be like, oh wow, these people are very interesting. They must be a new tribe of human beings that we've found, right? Like I said, this is probably just because he's a dickhead and ignorant and stuff like that. But it's also interesting that he even refers to them as a new species, because that infers that they do something that is outside of like human perception, right? Or yeah, they do something that's out of human perception and ability. Now that might just be the whole like speaking through a clay pot thing. Yeah, that's really interesting. But like I said, if we found a new oh my god, indigenous tribe that did something like that, we wouldn't see them as a new species. Now, if what would make us see them as a new species or something of the like is if they did something that humans aren't able to do. If there was something about them that made them inhuman. Speaking through pots, yeah, it makes them weird, but it doesn't make them inhuman. So there must be more to the story of the clay pot people than just, oh, they speak through pots and understand each other by fucking around in the pot, right? Which that could be a facet of what makes them seen as a new species. And also the time now is like, to play devil's advocate with myself, the time in which we're living in right now, that Fushi's living in right now, those people are probably ignorant to the point that anything new is probably seen as a new species. Anything different is probably seen as a new species because they're stupid and, you know, they're ignorant, you know. But it's just interesting that is put like that, alongside with everything else that we've talked about. So there's something there. There's definitely something there. I'm interested in exploring it more. I think that was about all that I had to talk about in this episode, but I will say that Fushi is very well along his way of becoming something that is transcended, that's transcending anything that we could have ever thought of. And now that Bon is going out to find more immortals, whether, you know, and if he's like successful in that, and we have Fushi who is probably making more success than, like, say that there are other immortals, right? Fushi is probably making the most success out of all of them, right? Unless one had already succeeded and this is just another world in which, Jesus Christ, this could go so deep. This could go so deep. Point being is that what I wanted to get into is that if they do find other immortals, and Fushi is so far along his maturation as an immortal to the point that he is able, or that he is the end all be all for the immortals, there's a point in which he could probably create a network of them that will probably be the result that we see in the ED here. That might be something that he actually could eventually succeed in doing. That might be another step towards becoming a god amongst universes, possibly. So we are getting into some really interesting territory here. The show has always been like pretty interesting, but we've more or less been kind of focusing on the maturation of Fushi for a long while, even throughout part one, even throughout season 1. But now that Fushi is understanding enough to where he can teach others, now shit gets really interesting, because Fushi is now on the fast track of becoming something great. So the world's opening up, the world's becoming way more interesting, and Fushi is becoming way stronger. So with all that being said, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all that other stuff. If you're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more to your eternity or something totally different, the best place to send that in is always my social media. Link's going to be in the description below. And if you want these episodes early or the full length reaction to these episodes, you can subscribe to my Patreon. Link's going to be in the description for that as well. We also have a Discord if you want to talk more to your eternity or anything else that we're watching on the channel. So with all that being said, let me get my off button ready. There it is. You all stay amazing, stay safe, and take care of yourselves.